one downfall of network marketers. Now, you guys may have called in here today just to find out what the number one downfall of network marketers is, just to make sure that you're not doing it yourself, right? Well, here's what it is. Guys, we live in a fast-paced world. I mean, we live in a I want it now society, right? You know, with online technology, you know, moving faster and faster and access to instant information, our attention spans are getting shorter and shorter. You know, so many people promise, you know, get rich quick. And what that does, it sets up an expectation that if we don't make money in 2 to 3 months, well, then it really doesn't work. Well, guys, I have never believed that because I would see people who were making money and I just knew that I had to go do the work. I knew it wasn't instant success, like instant coffee, like Instamatic cameras and all that kind of stuff that we just get instantly. I knew that it took work. But the number one downfall of most network marketers is short attention span. Short attention span. And what I mean by that is that, you guys, we get so excited that we just can't stand it. You know, and last night was a perfect example. The business presentation was so exciting. The testimonies were amazing. People are so fired up today. But the problem with a short attention span is that when the excitement wears off, people move on to something else. Success equals boredom. You guys have heard me say that 1,000 times. Success is the mundane. You know, we say the same things over and over and over and over again, and that's why we're successful, because you find something that works and you keep doing it over and over and over and over again. Now, short attention span, it doesn't work in real life. Guys, if you really want to be financially free, you can't have a short attention span. Successful people don't have a short attention span. You know, today, if you want something to eat, what do? Boom, we pop it in the microwave. Or we run out to a fast food restaurant. If our pizza's not delivered in 30 minutes, we get upset about that, which is ridiculous. If we want cash, we go to an ATM. It's like nobody's waiting around for a bank teller anymore. Well, actually, nobody uses cash anymore either, right? And today, if you want to get a cab ride, say through Uber or Lyft, we expect it to be there in between 1 and 3 minutes. A 10-minute wait is unacceptable. And we expect that if we work today, we should get paid today. See, compressing time frames is an important part of building a successful business. So speed is becoming part of our expectation. Now, here's the thing. If you dig into the background of successful business owners, guys, in most cases, their success did not happen overnight. In most cases, there was a whole bunch of things that happened below the surface before we would see any success. You know, think about this. Think about all the research. Think about the investment. Think about the people time, the creativity and all the problem solving that goes on prior to a rocket launch. Guys, billions of dollars are invested prior to a successful launch. You know, an Olympic athlete trains for years before they actually compete. You know, years of research, planning, and construction go into the building of a high-rise or a freeway before there's any value to the marketplace. Have you guys noticed that? Like, if there's a new building going up in your town, it just seems like it takes forever. It's like you see trucks and you see stuff going on, but you don't really see anything. It's because they're building the foundation. And then all of a sudden, it seems like overnight, it's like, whoa, that building went up overnight. It's like, no, it didn't go up overnight. What you saw was maybe, maybe years of planning. You know, an attorney will go to school for 7 years, maybe invest $150,000 before earning a penny. And then they're going to go to work and work 15-hour days for $85,000 a year. Okay, sorry about that. That was a personal example because I've got two attorneys in my family. Guys, with a nominal investment of under, I don't know, let's just say $1,000. Guys, it's easy to give up after 1 or 2 setbacks. The idea of throwing in the towel is not a business building strategy. Successful entrepreneurs are problem solvers and they have a long-term vision for their business. And guys, that's the only way that it can work. But because it's so easy to get into this business, it's easy to get out. A $500 investment is easy to write off when things aren't going great. In network marketing, it's easy come, easy go. It's easy in, easy out. And that's the benefit and the drawback of our business. Guys, even in our business, a long-term strategy is essential. Okay? So let's talk real quickly about owner versus employee. Okay? Now, some company owners get really frustrated because it seems like, their employees don't care as much as they do. And some company founders they actually have a goal to get their employees to think more like owners. Why? Well, it's pretty obvious because owners are going to treat the business very differently than employees do. Most employees just do their job and go home. And when faced with a problem or a challenge, it's easy for the employee to kind of sit back and say, oh, it's not my job. It's not my job. But an owner will be creative and come up with ways to not only preserve a customer, but actually grow the business and, solve complex problems. Owners have a long-term perspective and understand that a lot is invested up front for returns that may come later down the road. Building a company requires a much different mindset than an employee has, right? See, Apple Computers took on Microsoft. And Apple was an underdog. Apple was a big time underdog, and they built a company for the individual. And to this day, their employees feel like owners. Okay? Now, I want you guys to really think about what I'm going to talk about next here. Okay? I want you to just picture this. Okay? Because it all has to do with long term in building a business. Okay? Forget about short attention span here for a second, because if you have that short attention span, none of this is going to make any sense. Okay, I want you guys to imagine planting 20 oak trees. And what you have to do is you have to dig a hole for each one of them and place an acorn in each hole. Now, not much shade is going to happen in the first year or two, right? But you sit back and go, well, Steve, I want shade. It's like, I know you do. And if you become impatient, expecting shade too soon, you might kill those baby plants. But imagine this. Imagine getting paid $1,000 a month once those trees are 5 feet tall. And then imagine getting paid $5,000 a month once the trees reach 50 feet tall. Guys, at 5 feet, you're making $20,000 a month. At 50 feet, when the trees have their own acorns that fall and sprout new trees, you're making $100,000 a month. And when the new trees grow and eventually reach 50 feet, they're going to begin to drop acorns. And now you're making millions of dollars a month. But my question to you is, do you have the patience for it? Do you have the patience for your plants to grow into mature trees that spawn new plants? See, we all want the results. Okay, we all want the results. We all want a place in the penthouse on the new high rise that went up. But are you willing to dig the foundation? Are you willing to go through that to get to that penthouse? Are you willing to plant that seed and water it and have nothing happen for 1 or 2 years for the chance that when it gets to be 5 feet tall, you got 20 of those trees and you're like, okay, I got 20 trees all making me $1,000 a month? That's 20 grand a month. And then all of a sudden those trees start to get mature and they're dropping acorns and they're blossoming into new trees. And you're getting paid on all of those new trees that sprout as well? Do you have the patience for all of that to happen. Guys, an oak tree will take years to mature, but they produce shade and acorns for many years after that. The number one downfall of network marketers is short attention span. Now, we can change that by first making everybody aware of the problem. And that's why I'm doing this call with you guys here today, because I want to make you aware of the problem. People get excited and then the attention span wears off and they go do something else. Well, here are 3 things to prevent or fix the problem of short attention span. Okay? Number 1, realize that you are a company owner. You got to realize right now, you guys, you are the owner. You're the president. You're the CEO of your individual company. All right? This is your business. And as a business owner, you've got to have a long-term perspective and run your business as a long-term enterprise. Guys, a company owner that is building something substantial would not dabble in a business. When faced with challenges, they don't think about quitting. They think about ways to solve the problem and get past it. There are solutions to every problem. Okay? Number 2, stay close to the fire. Stay connected to those that are on the mission with you. Those of you on this call, you know exactly who you are. You guys know exactly who you are. These are people that are in the company that would never consider quitting. Be around those people on a regular basis. And this is a big reason that you attend regional and national events. And number 3, let it go. Guys, just let it go. You know, to survive the long haul, you got to learn to let things go. Let things go that you can't control. And you've just got to regain your excitement every single day. It's like, no, you're going to have good days and bad days. And when you're having a bad days, just, if you can control it, fix it. If you can't control it, let it go. Let it go. And regain your excitement of the fact that you got trees planted. And when you look at the big picture says in a relatively short period of time, we're going to have a huge payout. Hitting the refresh button on your business is critical to long-term success.